Hey guys, Michael here with the Daily Note. So I've been asked to share my opinion on what people have been calling GapGate because people want to know if it's really an issue or if it's just hype. So what is GapGate? It is the tiny space where the glass meets the metal frame on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. And in my opinion, people are making it sound a lot bigger and a lot more visible than it actually is. First, I can tell you that I personally do have the gap on my Samsung Galaxy Note 4. The gap is approximately 0.1 millimeter or 1/10 of a millimeter in width. That is a very small space, about the thickness of 2 sheets of paper. And I have the gap on the right side of my phone and on top as well. And the next question may be, do all phones have the gap? I definitely don't know the answer to that, but there are some people in some forums that are saying they don't have the gap. And the next question usually is, how difficult is it going to be to get a phone without a gap? Unfortunately, we won't really know since A, the people that are more likely to comment on this are the ones with the gap, and B, people that have gotten their devices so far have gotten it early, so Samsung may or may not have already addressed this issue in their manufacturing. However, if Samsung is treating this as a non-issue, I wouldn't be surprised if the gap is fairly common on Galaxy Note 4 devices. With all that said, in my opinion, it really isn't that big of a deal. And it's not because I don't care about these things. I am the type of person that if I found a dead pixel, I probably would obsess about it and keep switching the phone until I got one without a dead pixel. But a dead pixel is easily visible. The gap is not easily visible unless you really make the effort. If you try hard enough and position your light source, your head, and the phone in a very specific angle, you can't see the gap. However, it's small enough that if you weren't actively trying to see it, it's not going to catch your attention. For example, I had no idea I had the gap until people started talking about GapGate and I tried inserting a piece of paper. So am I trying to say that we should be happy with these imperfections? No, I think this problem can be addressed by Samsung if they haven't already. If you watched the keynote for the original Apple iPhone 5, I remember Apple stating that one of the challenges to working with glass and metal is that they have these micro variations for each piece of glass, and what they do is they use some really precise measuring devices and pair each piece of glass to a metal frame. I can't see why Samsung couldn't do the same thing. I know it's going to add some production costs, but I think it's going to be worth it because who wouldn't like a flawless device more? And although the gap is very small, it is big enough for dust and lint, and while I'm very sure that it won't ever damage your device, you may discover that after some time, if you run a sticky side of a post-it note into the gap, you'll discover that some dust and lint has collected. And supposedly this is the way that people have been cleaning out their previous Android devices because although I have never experienced it, a gap has always been common among all Android devices, but it was just never talked about. So there's my opinion on GapGate. What are your thoughts after watching this video? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for watching.